Alright, hello everyone, welcome back. This is the second video in which we will detail how to use VEX in Onshape. So if you haven't watched the first one, I recommend it, and it may help you a little in this video. So the configured parts library basically takes advantage of configurations in Onshape, hence the name, in which you can pretty much define a single parameter, which when importing the part into an assembly, you can select and change. You could have multiple parameters, however for this case, really all we needed to change was the length and number of holes of each piece of metal. Using the U channel as an example, keep your eyes on the middle one because it's about to get a whole lot shorter. That's right, this is just the single base building block in which I did a linear pattern to build everything off of. We can talk more about the exact process behind it, and the full bar will regenerate now. But basically, by changing a single value length holes in that linear pattern, then the entire part will change. So, going back into the demo doc from last time, here's our Omni wheel and clamping shaft collars. Let's go to the insert feature, and this is also stuff from last video. We're going to go to other documents, and because this one's already in my Onshape, it should be shared with you guys, and if it is not, please just come talk to us. Worst case scenario, this one I made on my home account is public. That's the title if you're looking to search it. Alright, now I'm going to go to this one, because it just happens to be the Westminster Parts Library. In the Part Studio, navigate to C channel because I'm in the mood for some C channel today. And now we literally just changed the hole length, this parameter right here. I'm in the mood for a 5 length hole. Hit return, click generate, and then you'll see they populated. I'm thinking a 1x2x5 would be pretty good. And so it will load in. Cool. There we go. Click, drag, drop, and you're done. Let's explore some other things in this parts library, even if you may not use them as much. We do have a basic L channel with the same configuration setup. There's some electronic stuff that is pre-grouped for you guys, along with the V5 Cortex mounts, long and short. I do not believe they were in Automatas, hence why I added them. Same goes for the battery clip. This is just a rough change-up ball. It's just a sphere, so I recommend CADing that yourself as practice. And one of the other things you may need to use. When you think of metal, you probably think of C channels and possibly L channels or rails. Side note, rails are not included in this configured parts library. Those are good practice on your own. And also, I've noticed that the little extra tabs on the end of rails are so infrequently used by y'all that it may not be worth having it to CAD or in CAD. If it's a truly special part, good practice to CAD on your own. Alright, back to what I was saying. The one other configurable parameter that you will most likely be taking advantage of is axles. These don't look a lot like axles, but they are. Low strength and high strength axles are just two axles of different diameters. Feel free to ask us more or just look on VEX's website to learn about the different use cases. In general, you'll probably be using low strength unless you're working on high stress joints like arms, hence the name, high stress axle. So let's import a low strength axle. And we'll see all of a sudden that is really, unfortunately, short. So you can just change the axle length. This can go to decimals, so let's make maybe a common length of like 4.5 inches. That one's pretty useful for a lot of things. We'll import it again, and you can see it's a lot longer. Now, one last thing. I've closed the importing window, but say I want to change my axle or metal length. Let's change metal since that visibly is a little more complex and probably interesting to you guys. Let's just do right click, and somewhere in this massive list you will see change configuration. Click it, and then in a second you'll see that we can change the length holes. It looks like the importation screen again, but it's not. Maybe we make it 8 now. Generate. And this thing will update. Do be careful because sometimes changing the length of a critical piece of metal midway through designing your robot can kind of mess stuff up. However, using the offset feature of fasten mates should get you through. If you don't know what the offset feature of fasten mates is, Onshape has some great videos detailing it, and I'm also more than happy to talk about it as well. Alright, that is about all I have for today, guys. Good luck. And feel free to shoot me an email with any questions. All right. Good night.